I was able to stack up 34,944 points for destroy fireballs on Blue Gate during locked gate. This strategy can get you easily over 40k, you just need to make sure that you prepare for it correctly, which I'm going to help you understand how to do. Your setup doesn't need to be super intense here, you are just focusing down on the fireballs, but you'll run across a whole bunch of other smaller enemies along the way, so make sure you have a couple of weapons that you're comfortable with using. Don't forget to pack a ton of adrenaline shots because you will be doing a ton of running for this rotation. Now my recommendation for doing this strategy is to spend a few matches prior to going for it, getting the keys to the locked gate. You can extract with the keys, and this is something that I didn't do for this run, so I lost some time in the beginning of the match because I was looking for keys to open the gate. If you were to take time to grab each key from the Ancient Fort, Pilgrim's Peak, Raider's Refuge, and the Reinforced Reception, you would be able to expedite the farming process and jumpstart your score. You will take the keys to the warehouse complex, and there will be 4 consoles in there for you to interact with for each of the keys. Once all 4 keys have been used, the lock gate will open and the underground area becomes available to you. I'm going to show the full route that I used here, so I did jump ahead a little bit later in the match to just give you the best examples of where the enemies are going to be when you're doing this rotation. Keep in mind that when the gate is open, you will have a bastion that you need to take care of, as well as a bunch of enemies in the entryway area that you'll need to take out as well. Once the bastion is eliminated, it doesn't seem to come back during the round, so you only need to worry about that once, but the bombardier out in front will definitely respawn, so keep your eye out for those spotters. Once you enter the underground area, you want to take a left. You will find a bunch of fireballs hanging out on the outside of the security alphas, and you can find a few more once you go inside. Something to keep in mind with this challenge is that when a fireball explodes in a fire, it will start doing damage to other fireballs in the area. If that fire eliminates one of the fireballs, you will not get credit for it, so you must eliminate them yourself. This can at times put you into the dangerous position of staying in the fire to make sure you get the elimination, but it is well worth the trade-off instead of losing your points to that AoE. The reinforced reception area can be a little confusing to navigate, but it isn't super big, so you can get yourself back to where you started pretty quick. And there are a couple of different exits that you can take, so no matter what, as long as you keep running around, you will find your way out of it. Similar to other maps, once you start shooting and eliminating enemies in the area, any other enemies that are around, even if they're above a floor, will start to rotate down towards you. So enemies will start heading your way once you start eliminating them in there. Make sure you take out as many enemies as you can, especially fireballs for this challenge, and then once you leave the reinforced reception, ideally you want to go out the door that you came in from, and then you want to continue rotating around to the left. You essentially just want to follow this path as far as it goes, and you will run into some more pops and some fireballs as it opens up into that underground area you came in. Now you're at the back of it and you just want to keep rotating around through the hallways, picking off the enemies as you go. When you do come into the bigger underground area, make sure you take a peek to see if you can catch any fireballs as you pass by, but don't spend a ton of time in that space. Continue to run around to the left following the path and all of the broken down cars. Eventually you'll get to a room that has a zip line to go up. You want to take this zip line up 2 floors and then get off there, and then head to the balcony right by where that zip line let you off. This balcony will take you to the very front of the underground area, and you can stay up on this balcony and pick off some fireballs that may have respawned in this front area. Once you've picked off all of the fireballs, you want to jump down from up here. Be careful, if you just jump off, you will definitely take a ton of fall damage, but there is a big bus right underneath the balcony on the second side that you can mantle onto as you fall to protect yourself from taking fall damage. Here you want to head back outside and back up the zip line, which will be by the bombardier, so make sure you're paying attention to whether or not those spotters are chasing you and watch for bombs to fall. You want to head back up towards the warehouse complex and specifically back into the room where you turned in the keys. Within this room, you'll either find 1 sentry turret or ideally, and what I saw more often, is 3 separate unique fireballs. So this area can be great for farming up your score, and coming up here allows the enemies in the underground area to start to respawn again. Once you've eliminated the enemies in the warehouse complex, you've essentially completed 1 full rotation, and now you can just take the zip line back down, re-enter the underground area, and restart the process from there.
Hey, I'm chill.
From there, you need to make sure that you just pay attention to the time and don't get yourself into a rotation that you can't complete or get stuck in the back trying to fight your way out with no time to make it to the extraction. Hopefully you will get an extraction that is closer to the area, allowing you to farm up those last bit of points. I had to run all the way to the south of the map, so I left at about 2.5 minutes remaining. to make sure that I can make that full journey over there. Once you've eliminated enough fireballs and you're happy with your score, head back to Speranza, collect your loot if you haven't already, and watch your score fly up the leaderboard. That's going to be it for me today, y'all. Thanks for watching.